All right, y'all. So it is Dog's Day. Good evening. It's Dog's Night right now. Saturday, June 7th, 2025. I just got done watching Money in the Bank. No lie, y'all. I didn't even think it was a pay-per-view tonight. I'm so, date blind when it comes to these PLEs and shit like that because they're happening, every 2 weeks now. I mean, really, it was just a PLE a little bit ago, I feel like. And now here we are again. It was just NXT. What was it, last week? And now here we are again, and we had Money in the Bank tonight. So this is going to be the first Dog's Day where I give you one really post PLE. But reason you didn't get it from me earlier is because I've had a very long day. Woke up at 5 a.m. My job want me to be there at 5 now. McDonald's want me to be there at 5 a.m. now. And then I'm a little bit behind on Zip. It's Zip. It's a paying for app. And I really need to get my shit together with that app because I plan on using them for the future. And it was one of my go-to apps for the longest. I've never been this behind on them. So I decided to go back and start donating plasma. So it took me a little nap, 11 to 1 o'clock. Went to go donate plasma. And then by the time I got back from doing that, because I had to re-register and stuff, it had been a year since I had last done it. It was time for the pay-per-view to start. In fact, I missed the first match, the women's Money in the Bank match. So I can't really comment on that other than I'm very happy that Naomi won because Naomi, she's been a trooper for the longest. You know what I'm saying? She earned it. She deserves it. This whole new proceed with caution thing, I'm on with it. I'm on board with it. I like heel Naomi. I like that she's getting character outside of the glow thing. And I want to see her win. It's not like she hasn't had the championship before. I think she's a 3-time champion, right? Because I know she lost to Natalya once. And didn't she beat Carmella for the championship? I don't remember. I got her figure up in the closet for when she won the championship, the SmackDown championship the first time. But I like Naomi. I'm glad she won the Money in the Bank. It's interesting to see who she got cash in on, though. Because right now the champions are Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Championship, Women's Championship. And for the WWE World Women's Championship, we have Io has it. So either one of those matches would be pretty interesting if I do say so myself. I wouldn't be opposed to, but I like Io. I love Io, and Io's finally getting over with the audience. She does her little double pointed to her head taunt that should be patched into 2K25 because she's getting over with it. And I love to see Io finally getting over too. You know what I mean? Because truth of the matter is, Io's been one of the best wrestlers in the world for a very long time. It took her a while to finally get over with the fans on the mainstream roster, on the main roster. Because she was very over when she turned heel in NXT. And she turned on Candice LeRae in that match. So I'm very happy to see she's finally getting some reception from the crowd. I don't really know if I want Naomi to cash in on her. Maybe Tiffany. Maybe it won't even be Tiffany as a champion. She could cash in and it'd be a match between Tiffany and someone else. We got Rhea going after Tiffany now. So I certainly don't want Rhea back in the title picture just yet. I don't want people to turn against Rhea like they did with Charlotte because she's always in the championship picture. Even tonight, Money in the Bank, you had Becky win the Intercontinental Championship. And that's awesome because now you don't always, people can always be in a championship, picture, but they don't always have to be going for the main championship. It's not really a lot going on with the women's tag team championships right now. Liv and Raquel have them, but they don't really have a lot of people to go against with those championships. So, Yeah, but it's cool to see, like, hey, we got women's, secondary championships that could be competed for. Even it's not beneath any of the main roster talent to go for the NXT Women's Championship. We recently had Becky Lynch have it and lose it to Lyra. She got her win back tonight, defeating Lyra for the Intercontinental Championship. And then we had, not too many years ago, what WrestleMania was it? Was it 36? Was it 36? What year did... I know Charlotte won one year, the Royal Rumble, and she chose to go against Rhea, and she beat her for the NXT Championship. That was, let me see, because Asuka won in 2018. So yeah, I think that was 37. It may have been WrestleMania 37. Is when Charlotte faced Rhea the first time. They really have to settle it. They need to have a third match at some point to settle it, have a grudge match, because Charlotte's beat Rhea and Rhea's beat Charlotte. So it'll be interesting to see that go down. But it's not even beneath main roster talent to go for like one of the NXT championships. So, we don't want to turn against Rhea. A lot of people already have since she's left at Judgment Day. I haven't. I love Rhea. She's not my favorite, but I don't hate her. My favorites are Io, Bianca. I like Stephanie. I like Julia. I love Asuka and Chelsea. I think those are my favorites. Pardon me for being kind of... I like some of the lesser-known main stars, too. In NXT, I kind of like Wendy Chu, because I like the whole sleep paralysis demon gimmick she has. But, yeah, let's not turn against anybody here. So, after that whole ramble, I guess I may as well give you my thoughts on Money in the Bank. Since we're on the topic of it, was only 4 matches. The women's Money in the Bank, like I said, I'm glad Naomi won. Just don't know if I want her to cash in on ER. I'd rather cash in on Tiffany. Even though Tiffany's starring, is a baby face. And she's kind of got the fans on her side right now. I don't want EO to lose the belt just yet. Then we have the men's Money in the Bank match, which is, I think by the time I got in the house and settled down, that was the match I was able to come in and tune in. That match was nice. This match was really good, especially like the interference with... Okay, first off, let's go over who was in the match, right? So it was Andrade, Solo. It was only 6 people in there. I remember the days where Money in the Bank had like 8 or 9 people in it, right? But this one only had 6 people in it. It had Andrade, Solo Sikoa, El Grande Americano, Penta, LA Knight, and Seth Rollins. It was really good. Penta hitting, who did he hit? I think he hit Andrade with a Canadian or Mexican destroyer on a ladder bridge. That was pretty dope. Then there was a spot where I think LA Knight gave like El Grande Americano like a spinning back suplex from off the ladder. There was I'm trying to remember some noteworthy spots. Really the main thing from the match was Jacob Fatu turning on Solo. Solo has just been, like we know, Solo's been in his comedic bag as of late. He was showing off in this match. He was making fun of Penta and his, Razor Ramon strut he does during his entrance. He's just been comedic gold as of late. But there was a point in the match where Seth was calling for Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker to come out, and they did. They came and wrecked shop. They didn't. They missed the perfect. Like, this spear that Braun Breaker gave El Grande Americano topped the one that he gave Carlito not too long ago back. Like, and they barely got it. Like, and then, Bronson Reed took out Andrade with a power bomb. He did tsunami to him too. He's just going crazy, you know what I mean? And then not long after that, they were going to target Solo because everybody else was taken out. You know what I mean? At one point in the match, freaking El Grande Americano was giving everybody German suplexes like he was Kurt Angle or Chad Gable. But he's not Chad Gable. And then after everybody got taken out, they were going to target Solo. They were going to target Solo. And then that's when you hear the preamble of Jacob Fatu's thing play. And him and JC Mateo come out. And JC Mateo kind of got, taken out like a scrub or something like that. Didn't get much offense in before he got speared by Braun Breaker through the barricade. But Jacob Fatu, which they made a deliberate effort to not have him go against Braun because, they're basically setting Braun and Jacob Fatu up kind of like the intro to SmackDown vs. Raw with Randy Orton and John Cena. That's a future WrestleMania main event. So they're really deliberate about not making certain people interact with one another too much, like Braun and Jacob. They had Braun and Bronson Reed. They had Jacob and Bronson Reed go at it. They've had a match in the Indies before that was really good. In fact, how can I forget the major spot? This is how incredible Jacob Fatu is. He gave freaking Bronson Reed a pop-up Samoan drop. He got him up. It reminded me of when Kevin Owens, I know a lot of it is on the person who's receiving the move to jump. It reminded me of when Kevin Owens hit the pop-up powerbomb on Mark Henry. And it's like, wow, that looked incredible. Him giving Bronson Reed a pop-up Samoan drop looked incredible. They had to make a deliberate effort to not have Jacob go against Braun. They haven't had, like, Roman face Jacob in a one-on-one match when they were feuding. Hell, they haven't even had, like, Braun and Roman going against each other like that, with Roman getting the better of Braun. They've had mostly Braun. The few times they've interacted from that a statement when Braun first joined Seth and the Royal Rumble, Braun got the better of Roman. Speared him twice. Both occasions. So you got a lot of future WrestleMania main events down the line between those guys. And it'll be a booking nightmare because it's like, damn, like they've been making Roman look vulnerable the past several segments he's been in since he turned babyface to come back. But man, it's just gonna be interesting to see that. Anyway, let's get back to it. So Jacob was helping Solo ascend the ladder, and right when Solo is about to get his foot up on the rung he needed to get to the championship, Jacob starts pulling his foot. And Solo is trying to get his foot up, and he's like, what the hell? What the hell? He looks down, he sees Jacob pulling his foot. And if you all saw SmackDown this Friday, which I'm going to post a link to, there was a callback statement. Remember when Batista and Triple H were low-key about the feud? There was tension, passive-aggressive tension between them because Batista won the Royal Rumble, and Triple H is doing all he can to get Batista to go against JBL, whoever the champion on SmackDown was, instead of facing himself. There was a segment with him and Ric Flair talking about how stupid Batista was. And Batista was outside the door just smiling like, oh, okay, motherfucker. Yeah, okay, we go see it tonight when I pick this contract, who the stupid motherfucker is. There was a segment like that where on SmackDown, where JC Mateo was like, do you really think we could trust Jacob after what he did tonight? I don't remember what happened on SmackDown, what he was referring to. But, because I didn't see SmackDown, I just saw, like, select segments on it, right? And then Solo's like, look, all he got to do is follow my lead. He's all gas and no brains. And the next thing you know, you see Jacob come into the screen like, oh, okay. That's what led to him turning on Solo tonight in the match. So he pulled him down. Before he pulls him down, he says the lines we've been waiting for months. I hate you, Solo. I don't know if he said Solo. He probably just left that part out and let the fans say it. And beat the shit out of Solo. You know what I mean? Gave him a super kick. And then, moved the ladders out the way. Did his little boogeyman taunt. Gave him the best werewolf salt ever. That doesn't make any sense. He gave him his, double jump moonsault. The one that's also Tiffany Stratton does. You don't ever too much see two people with the same finish on the roster like back in the day. I guess they a lot more lenient on that back then because, remember, that was like a no-no for a while. But it's two different divisions, I guess. So, I mean, you got Cody doing the Cody Cutter, and then on NXT you got Javon Evans doing it too. So, but anyway, does the double jump moonsault, and then picks him up, gives him the Uranagi to a bridge ladder outside the ring. And, I wanted LA Knight to win this match because it's been a while since we've had LA Knight in a prominent position. He's in the bloodline vortex kind of sort of right now. And he has some pretty short-lived, unmemorable runs with the United States Championship, even though he's a two-time champion now. It just... And all hope isn't lost. I mean, some people might rule out LA Knight because of his age. But I'm like, they gave Damian Priest the championship. I don't see why they wouldn't give LA Knight a run. But, I mean, they're both pretty solid with the fans. But LA Knight got the biggest pop out of anybody in the match. I mean, they were in LA. It's like a layup. And yet, it was not LA Knight who won the match. Kind of should have figured after they had Braun and Seth and Bronson Reed, Braun interfere that they were, and with the fact that Seth has the momentum right now, they were probably going to have Seth win. And I'm just not a fan of repeat winners of matches like that, even if it's a huge space. I mean, it was literally 10 years ago that, a little bit longer than that, maybe, 16 years ago or whatever, 11 years ago, whatever, that Seth won the Money in the Bank, and I think 2014 cashed in that Mania WrestleMania play button in 2015. And then he wins the Money in the Bank this year. And it's just like, we had two repeat winners of matches this year. We had Seth win the Money in the Bank, and then we had Charlotte win the Royal Rumble. And it's just like, I would rather LA Knight won this match. Seth didn't need it, per se. He honestly didn't even need to be in the match. You know what I mean? Like, and even if he cashes in on Jay tomorrow during the match with him and Gunther, it'll just be, okay, like, we just had Seth with the championship not too long ago. It's not like he hasn't had it in a while. You know what I mean? So, I like Seth, but I wanted a different winner. So, the last match was Logan Paul and John Cena versus Cody and Jay. And to me, it seemed like just a regular match until business picked up and Logan Paul started showing his ass and doing his signature spots. I mean, the guy came out with a drone. And I want to see how or if they'll implement this in like the 2K games. especially now when we have like the third person camera that you can navigate with in the game. They had Logan Paul come up with his drone. His drone was like following him and getting like a panoptic view of the arena, and he had it where it could come to him or something like that. I thought that was dope. There was a spot in the match. This match is really just low. You know, remember that match a couple of weeks ago where Dragon Lee had against Penta and Chad Gable? And everybody was talking about Dragon Lee's performance in that match. Not to say anything bad about Penta and Chad Gable, because those guys can fucking work too. They could wrestle their asses off too. But this match was mostly Logan Paul in his spots. Like, he showed his ass in the match. Cena was working. I mean, Cena was kind of like very choreographed and very obvious in the match. Like, you could see, like, his selling wasn't really up to par. Like, he wasn't trying to get hit. You know what I mean? Look at the super kicks that Jay gave him in the match. Look at him, like, looking over to the side to make sure everybody is where they need to be for their next move. There was even a part where I think Cody hit. It was Cody or somebody. One of them hit Cena with a move, and they had him down for the pin. And you could see Cena push, like, Cody off of him so he could signal him, like, hey, Logan Paul's about to do a springboard splash on me. So Cena was like, I don't know, Cena's best work is behind him. Cena's best work since he went part-time was when he was U.S. champion. Since then, he's not really the best in the ring. I think that's another reason why he may have turned heel too, is because there's not a lot of emphasis on doing moves and stuff like that and showman type moves. He was usually work a very minimalist, slow, methodical, prodding style. So maybe that's why Cena turned heel too. But it's just, it's not exactly Andre the Giant hard watching John Cena matches. It's just meh. You know what I mean? Meh. And speaking of hardship, I wonder what we're going to do about him being in the next WWE game as far as his appearance, his attire, as far as Mattel coming out with a figure of him, because each day he does like the tour, each show he's on the tour, he has a shirt for that city. He hasn't had one definite shirt to define this run. So that's something to think about too. I wonder about things like that. Like, I care about nuances like that when it comes to, like, wow, what are they going to do about, like, this guy's attire? Or even like a guy like, remember Zack Sabre Jr.? Like, how would you implement his moveset into a game if all he does is all these different cool submissions? I guess you would just have to put, I don't know, all of them in, and you just have to play like it's Pokemon and pick his moves before you do the match. Which submissions you're going to have as a standard submissions and stuff like that. Because that's most of his moveset is these unique contortion submission moves. So I think about things like that. Like, how would they put that in the game? How would they, like, when they made Orange Cassidy's figure, I'm like, how would they make an Orange Cassidy figure where he could put his hands in his pockets? And they did. And it moved quite well. So it's like, I pay attention to little things like that. And, yeah, you know, I just always wonder about stuff like that. But this was Logan Paul's match. I mean, from him doing the drone entrance, still not a fan of his new song. I guess it's an acquired taste. I love the catch flight thing. The guy's fucking good, man. He's fucking good. You know what I'm saying? He's the perfect heel because it's like, it reminds you of kind of Kurt Angle. Like, you hate this guy because he's really fucking good. You know what I mean? Like, you want to hate him, but fuck, the guy's good in the ring. That's how Kurt Angle got over. It's like, people wanted to hate Kurt Angle, but Kurt Angle could fucking wrestle. So, like, Logan Paul is like that, too, where it's like, I want to hate this dude. He's a very hateable fucking dude. But he can wrestle. And it's like a Rob Van Dam type thing. Like, wow, like, he's arrogant, but he can fucking wrestle. I mean, he does the drone entrance. Then there's a spot in the match where he has, I think Jey Uso was on the table. And this is another Cena bad spot because Cena was trying to give Cody a AA through the table, right? And then Jey countered it. He telegraphed it by giving John Cena a spear. But the spear looked very weak. Now, somehow, Cena gets off the table and Jay's there. And then Logan Paul does an acai moonsault onto Jey through the table. It looked awesome. It looked really good. And then the only thing Logan Paul did bad is he botched his first buckshot lariat. He botched it kind of like CM Punk did it when he was in AEW. But he more than redeemed himself with that spot. And then there was the signature spot in the match where he was going to try to do his frog splash and have the drone in his hand when he does it. He loves doing that splash. Because remember, he did the one at Mania, I think it was, when he fought Seth. And he did it through the table when he had the drone on. This time, he tried to do it. He got countered. Cody gave him a superplex. And it really was a powerplex because Cody gave him the superplex. And then while he still had the drone in his hand recording, you just see Jey land on him. With the Uso splash. So that was a cool looking spot. I love unique spots like that. Like, it reminds me of like Kofi, man. Remember Kofi used to always have the Royal Rumble spots? I love seeing unique things in wrestling, things I've never seen before. Speaking of which, it was also Worlds Collide earlier today. Didn't see that card, didn't even know it happened. It's like, that's why so many PLEs happening. Like, every weekend we get something. Either from AEW or, last week we had, I think, AEW and NXT. And then this week we have the WWE Worlds Collide, WWE versus AAA event, Worlds Collide. And all I can think about is Mr. Iguana. You know what I mean? That guy is basically going to be WWE's Orange Cassidy because he works the style where he's throwing the pet iguana, the stuffed animal iguana in the ring, and then nobody else looks like that with the face paint and the glasses. Kind of got like a Busashima thing going on from like Bloody Roar. It's just a different look. It's a different presentation, a different character. He's going to definitely get over. He was in the audience, and they cheered him like he was already a part of the main roster because that's pretty cool. And we need characters in WWE, Like, it's just a lot of times the fans turn on characters. They turn on people who have gimmicks, I guess, because they think they're too hokey. Wow, I just farted in the video. Oh, I wish I could edit it out. But we gonna leave that in because that shit's hilarious and very, very unprofessional, but you guys know me, man. I'm a regular fucking dude just like you guys, man. I record on my phone. I give my thoughts. I talk to you like a regular person. And maybe one day I'll be a little bit more professional and a little bit more polished and have better presentation. But right now, I'm one of you guys, man. I want you to have this aura like I'm talking right to you in your face. You know what I mean? Like you're talking amongst me. And you're listening to what I have to say. You know what I mean? I love that. I learned that from Don Tony. Like, he's kind of gotten away from that style a lot more as of late. He's a little bit more newsy than he used to be. He still has that informal approach to some extent. But, I don't know. I kind of got it from him. That's my boy. I love that show. I've been Don Tony Kevin Castle fan. Rest in peace to Kevin Castle forever, right? But anyway, Mr. Iguana is going to get over. And we need more characters like that. Like I said, some people think the characters in WWE are hokey when we do get them. Like the Wyatt Six who finally returned. They got the whole SmackDown tag team division shook that segment about it. I think that's the way to go with the Wyatt Six, is make them a little bit more serious and make them just go after any and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Have like what you did with Bo Dallas, do a mission statement where it's like, hey, we're not about a memorial, or we're not here to remind you of what used to be or anything like that. We're here to take people out. So I like that they're doing that with them finally. But some people thought it was a little hokey, and I think they've come back to try to get away from that. And some people even feel like Lyra Valkyria is a little hokey. You know what I'm saying? She had the match against Becky Lynch. And it was a really good match. It was mostly about the shenanigans at the end, though. Becky has a attire that looks similar to, like, what Trish wore at WrestleMania one year, where she had, like, a tank top and the brown leather pants. She just got a different look now. She didn't wear, like, her black The Man attire. She wore, like leather pants and, like, a tank top, it looked like, and wristbands or wrist tape. But it wasn't very ostentatious, like big time Beck's attire when she came out. She had on red, like, boa of some sort, maybe a fur coat. But it was interesting, this match. Becky won, like I said earlier, against Lyra. And it's mostly about, at the end of the match, her making Lyra raise her hand. They make her raise her hand 4 times, on to each part of the crowd and entranceway, and then have her put the belt on before Lyra just finally said fuck it and gave her a German suplex. Where they go from here, I don't know. But a lot of people don't like, they give Lyra shit because of the bird gimmick. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, Lyra can wrestle. Why do you not like Lyra? Let's not get on people about gimmicks too much, because now when some people don't have characters, it's like, where's your character at? Some people, like Bayley, I just don't know what you do with Bayley anymore, because now she doesn't have the hugger thing anymore, and she turned heel as entertainment for a while with the ding dong and things like that. But then she turned babyface after the Damage Control thing, won the Royal Rumble, won the championship from EO, lost to Nia, and now she's just, I don't know, they haven't really done anything with her since she got attacked by Becky. So maybe they're going to bring Becky back. Make Bayley come back and feud with Becky, and Bayley be the babyface and Becky be the heel. I don't think we've done that yet. Maybe not since NXT. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're listening. But I don't know. I like Lyra Valkyria. Everybody doesn't like her because of the bird girl, but they like her theme. That reminds me so much of Marty Skrull. I know a name you can't say anymore these days. Yeah, that was it. And then, like I said, the match between Logan Paul and John Cena, the main thing that everybody's talking about is, of course, R-Truth. Now, follow up. Last time I did Dog's Day, we thought R-Truth got released. I started off with that. That was the first thing that I started off with, right? Well, tonight, I am very happy to say that I don't know. I don't have any confirmation yet, just like I don't have any confirmation. It was like a sandwich. That was like the first piece of bread last week. And then today's the bottom piece of bread. Everything else is in the middle. We got the middle part during the middle of the week. It wasn't a straight out release. It was a matter of paper and being lowballed and not agreeing to it. Feeling as though like, hey, this deal you're offering me to renew is not equal or greater than the previous one. It's less. Therefore, I cannot accept this at this moment. So, there's a lot of public outcry, a lot of people giving TKO shit, Triple H shit about it. People were doing dedications to Truth as though he passed away, which I hope isn't for another 50 years. I want Truth to live to be 200 because he's just that cool of a fucking dude. But, this night, there was a part of the match where someone came and attacked John Cena, and then when you start seeing little hints under the, like you start seeing ankles and wrists, you see black skin, you like, oh no, it can't be. It cannot fucking be. Next thing you know, he spears John Cena. He's punching him out. And then Casino's going to hit Cody with the championship again, right? This man who attacked John Cena grabs the championship and unmasks. And who is it? It's R-Truth. Crowd goes nuts. Truth has a serious look on his face, and he hits John Cena with the belt, allowing Cody to follow up and hit John Cena with the crossroad to win the match. And this was the main thing everybody was talking about. This Money in the Bank wasn't really more so about the match quality. It was about the moments. The worst thing you could probably say about the show is that Seth won and they want LA Knight to win. And where do we go from here with LA Knight? Because you can't keep crying wolf with this guy's pushes, right? You keep making us think he go win a big match, and he doesn't. After a while, we're just not going to believe in him anymore. And to no fault of his own, right? But this night was all about moments. Naomi's moment. Big E giving her props during the panel, almost making her cry and break character. Jacob Fatu turning on Solo. Logan Paul going crazy in his match. The moment at the end of the match with Lyra Valkyria and Becky just being a bitch to her and making her, like, parade her around and put the belt on her and stuff like that. The moment of the night was R-Truth coming back. After all that shit through the week. Now, they didn't bring Carlito back. And we don't know what's going to happen with that. Maybe Carlito is legit not coming back, right? He just won a championship in Puerto Rico. So it's not like he's going to be hurting for work. But, and he was very jocose about it, his release and whatnot. And that's the type of shit that will make somebody bring you back. Like, hey, you know what I mean? You were very, grateful and lighthearted about it. We like the way you took this L. We'd probably bring you back because the way that you talk about your employer, you never know. You don't burn bridges. You might need to go back and cross that bridge at one point. You know what I'm saying? So the way Carlito went out about it was pretty dope. So he could come back at some point. But R-Truth, we don't know what it was. I mean, I immediately go to Instagram and see what everybody else is saying because I want to see what my fellow members of the community are saying. I want to hear what the rest of you guys and my fellow wrestling fans are saying. And everybody's like, R-Truth is back. Did they work us? Did he renew his deal? Did they agree to something? Did he never not leave to begin with? Was this the greatest fake retirement since Mark Henry and AJ Styles? What's going on here? You know what I mean? Even during the panel, Triple H just said, it was all a part of the show. But he didn't elaborate on whether, hey, we came to an agreement in the 11th hour. PW Insider saying that within 72 hours, like, they came to an agreement. And the other clever thing is they're calling him Ron Killings on WWE.com. But then they're also saying R-Truth returned on the Instagram posts. And then there was a shirt that Rhea had on Raw that they made her take off when she had her segment with Stephanie McCurr. I think it was. And she just had on a red, like, sports bra or whatever, right? Before that, she had on the very same shirt that they put on sale for WWE.com of Truth. It has, like, him. It looks like honestly looks like a shirt you could find like Hot Topic with Truth on it. But they were saying that he's going to be going by Ron Killings now. So are we getting a serious R-Truth? Like we've been wanting since 2011? Capital Punishment back in the day? I don't know. I'm just happy the man resigned, if he is signed. Some people even saying, like, oh, that was just his last appearance and until the contract formally expires. Because he wasn't straight up released. It was just, hey, we're not renewing the contract. So maybe he was getting the last appearance in. I don't know. I hope truth is still there. And we don't know because they like to move the goalpost a lot, right? They could very easily say, like they did with The Rock, oh, this is their original plan all the time. The Rock was never going to face Roman. Of course we're going to have Cody win and face Roman at Mania. When in reality, they really wanted Rock versus Roman, and when they saw the fans rebelled against that, they said, oh, this is the plan all along. We didn't make a pivot. It was just, this is what the plan was all along. Yada, yada. No. You guys saw how much that was getting shitted on, and that's when he's like, okay, yeah, we're going to go back to Cody versus Roman. They like to do that a lot. So maybe it was a matter of, hey, we saw how we were getting shitted on by wrestling fans and the people in the industry alike from not just one company, but from multiple companies about not renewing this man's contract and lowballing him. We caved and we brought him back. We worked something out. I'm just happy Truth is back. He's a national treasure. The consensus is that he's a good dude. You know what I mean? From everybody. He entertains people. And he's just a good-hearted dude. Why wouldn't you want to see somebody stay like that? And I know it's not all about, well, we can't keep everybody just because they're a nice guy. The thing is about Truth is that he's putting in his work. And when you go and send him out there to do his job, he does it very well. And all the major people in prominent positions like him. Vince loved R-Truth. And it's not a lot of things you get the fans to agree with Vince on. Shit, you got people nowadays saying that it was a mistake that Vince sold it. They wish that Vince still owned WWE compared to TKO. Which, my thing was that is, I just want Vince to give up creative. And keep his dick in his pants. Vince went creatively fucking bankrupt after like 2007. It just went downhill after like 2007, 2008. With him. He started doing the guest host shit. Started doing weird angles. Started putting shit out there that only he himself thought would be funny. It just started to get... And not to say he wasn't doing an Attitude Era. I mean, see the match between Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe, the evening hour match. See the match between Obama and... Who did he have? A fake Obama go against that one time? I think Hillary Clinton. Then he had like a Rosie O'Donnell versus a fake Donald Trump. Shit that he only thought was funny. Vince had some really shitty ideas prior to 2008. But it's like... My thing with Vince is I just want him to give up creative. Let Triple H and Shawn Michaels do their thing. You can still own the company. You ain't got to sell it. And now we got TKO. And now the announcement was made that we're going to have WrestleMania 42 take place in Vegas. And those tickets are going to be astronomical again. You're going to have to sell some real estate to have front row seats. And, you know, if I'm paying the type of money these motherfuckers was paying to get these seats in Las Vegas, I better be in the fucking ring. I need to be Logan Paul's drone in that match because that shit's ridiculous. So TKO is definitely all about the money when it comes to WrestleMania. I think we could probably have WrestleMania in Vegas for the next several years at this rate, quite honestly. We'll probably never get it in Chicago again because not only the violence, but they want really big arenas now. Like Rosemont's a Raw. All-state arenas are Raw. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably never do a Mania in Chicago again. So that got announced, but R-Truth is back. He's going to be probably going by Ron Killings. Not to mention the other things I want to talk about for Dogs Day. because I don't too much want to get used to not giving you all shows. I'm a big better late than never person, and I have to give my obligatory shout out to my girl. I love you, baby. Better late than never always, because I know you're not always on time, but you put forth the effort and you make the time either way, and you're awesome for that. So I just wanted to give you a shout out. We still haven't come up with her WWE name though. She's basically like Ricky Starks and Mariah May, where we just is he talking about? Can't say her name yet, but she knows who she is. It's just me rambling about my girlfriend. Hint, hint, rambling. But royal ramblings here. I always have to give you one of these shows every Saturday if I can. Better late than never. You're gonna get one. So there were some other things I want to talk about for this Dog's Day, and I'm going to talk about them. And after that, we shall see each other again next Saturday. So let me go to my wrestling notes here. And for Dog's Day, prior to R-Truth coming back tonight, we just had all the WWE shows. SmackDown, Raw, I think NXT, maybe NXT, were bombarded with "We Want Truth" chants. Cena actually telegraphed it pretty well last night on SmackDown, saying you can't handle the truth to the audience. And I just really want to see where they're going to go with this, with Cena getting screwed out of the match with R-Truth. I just don't know if it's going to... I just want Truth to succeed and see more of him versus Cena. I'd rather see him and Cena versus more of him and Cody. Even Cody during the panel was like, look, I'm not going to be talking about rematches or anything like that. I'm just here for my boy Jay. And I don't know. Are they going to go with like Jay versus Cody? I don't know. I don't know what they do with Cody from here if he's not going to be going against Cena. He was pretty chummy with Jay during the what's the name. They even mentioned the old press conference. Like, he finally admitted, like, hey, we were fucking blitzed. We were drunk. That press conference was a classic. And I think they were a little bit drunk tonight, too. I liked Jay and Cody as a tag team. Even in their very brief tag team championship reign. I liked that as well. But he got R-Truth chance, and now we finally got him back. And that's awesome. It's awesome truth. Wrestling game news. For those of you guys who are playing WWE 2K25 on PC, on Steam, and you fuck with the mods, Tribute is Meta's pretty good too, but Tribute, I'm more of a Tribute guy. They came out with the moves editor this week, and that shit's the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's basically like create a move, create a finisher, but for every move in the game. Like, you basically take what's already in the game, and you make moves with those parts. For example, if you like that long kiss goodnight super kick that Shanti the Adonis does, right? It looks better than the super kick that Shawn Michaels have in the game by default. Way better. And you just want to make a standing finisher move, you can with the moves editor. Somebody did, the pullback moves in the game. Somebody created a pullback version of the Fall from Grace, which is basically the pop-up powerbomb that is just Obafemi's version. And some of them look really, really, like, authentic. Like, you know how some people do these, like, custom wrestling figures, and it looks like if you didn't know any better, you would think it was actually made by Mattel. That's how some of these moves look. Somebody created, like, a spinning... The original move was, like, a spinning code breaker. Somebody turned it into a spinning complete shot, and it looks so fucking crispy. It's insane. Like, the thing is, I can't give you footage of it because It's locked behind the Discord, and I, as a member, wouldn't feel right really taking those things that are behind a paywall and giving them to you out here. It's just not my place to do that. But that match was that changes the game, literally. Move set editor. And I can't wait to see where else it goes with some of the cool moves that people are going to create. I check it daily. I check that daily. I check the moves craft from the workshop on Fire Pro Wrestling, see what cool moves they created too. So this is about the closest thing that we'll get to it in a WWE game, this moves editor thing. But yeah, it's pretty dope. And a lot of times when some of these mods come out, they end up turning into a real feature in the game, like some of the matches that we've had in previous games. But anyway, NXT, we had Mariah May and Laney Reed debut, practically in the same segment. Laney Reed, I don't really know a lot about, but I hear she's got a lot of fanfare. A lot of people want her to get signed, and she did. Kind of looks like she could be Thea Hale's sister a little bit. Kind of like she looks like a mix of Thea Hale and Julia Hart, facially. To me, she does. With a little bit of Nakia Lyons. Looks like all three of them a little bit. But Mariah May was I was excited about. The glamour has finally arrived. We were just talking about Mariah May coming to WWE, and literally not even a week later, she's in WWE. Like, Tony's just like, fuck it. You know what I mean? You want to go? Go. Go ahead. I got money. Somebody wants to get released. We'll sign. Go ahead. And she had the perfect ending in an AEW, quite honestly. I don't think you could top her match with Tony Storm. It was the perfect, just like CM Punk leaving. The last image we saw of him at AEW, he was going out with the championship, waving goodbye. So some of these endings, and not only that, he never formally lost the championship. I mean, he lost the championship against Moxley once, but most of his championship reigns, he didn't lose. Got stripped of the belt, vacated. So, I think it was awesome she debuted so soon. They didn't say her name when she had popped up. She didn't say her name when she popped up. She was like on a dais of something. And the spotlight was on her. She was saying that she's coming for the NXT Women's Championship, JC Jane's belt. Right after Laney Reed said that she was doing the same thing because JC Jane is the most beatable champion in NXT history. And now we know why JC Jane won a championship. Because you weren't going to have these two go against Stephanie McCur and lose. You know what I'm saying? So, happy Mariah May is in NXT. She's going to get over. She's got talent, and she's got a great look, and she actually can wrestle because of her time in Japan. So I'm very happy she debuted. We also had, like, Casey Navarro and Top Dollar interfere in the match. It was a really good 8-man tag match you all should go see. That boy Sean Legacy can fucking... That boy's nice. But anyway, that was NXT. That's all I got for NXT. Trying to see what else I got. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I wrote these down. I just got a few slides I want to go over. So I'm going to be posting a link. I have it here. There was a little video going around on Instagram of Test's theme Deciphered. And it lets you see the lyrics of it because it just sounds like, here we go. We don't know what it's saying. Well, somebody finally deciphered it on a genius level, in a genius way. Maybe actually on genius.com. I'm going to be posting a link to it. I want you guys to see it because it's kind of interesting. I love shit like that, like lost media and decipherings and subliminal messages and songs spit backwards and it says something different. Like they did with the Brood theme a while back. If you played it backwards, it sounded like it said, "We buried Paul" or some shit like that, right? And then there's a new YouTube channel that if you aren't smart enough, if you don't know any better, if you're very gullible, you would have gotten got. So there was a video, and it looked just like Zoey Stark talking about her injury. And it was an AI video of Zoey Stark talking about how she's basically blaming Kyrie, saying, I think somebody might have actually fell for it. One of the news channels that I'll fall for. And it said something about Kyrie saying, Zoey Stark talking about Kyrie saying, injuring her. But it was very convincing. This AI is getting scary. Like, I'm cool with AI as far as, like, replacing Google as a search engine and looking up for things to learn things and knowledge and get, like, a blueprint of maybe something you want to do, and then paraphrasing or combining it with your own thoughts to make something so awesome. But when it comes to, like, deep fakes and videos and taking videos of people and making them do things that they really didn't do in real life, I'm not too keen on that. I don't really like AI being used that way. But I'll post a video that you guys can see, and that'd be one of the links. I always forget to add all my links, though. You guys know that, and it sucks. That's why I try to write them down. This test one, the Zoey Stark one, I literally have right here in my notes, so I can't miss those. That'd be dumb of me. But the other things I have here are, let me see. So, oh yeah, if you go on WWE Shop, you will see that there is the t-shirt with R-Truth, and it says Ron Killings is here. As a matter of fact, I'll make that the thumbnail, because it's very interesting that they're going to be calling him Ron Killings. That was the name of TNA. That's actually his real name. I'll post a link to the Solo. I mean, we know Solo. Do we need to post that, though? We already know Jacob turned on him. I don't think we need to post a Jacob and Solo clip from SmackDown. They are going to be bringing back King and Queen of the Ring. Last time we had that was last year. We had Gunther win. He didn't really do with the gimmick, the robe and shit like that. He took one picture with it, and you never saw him with that shit on again. Nia went full Queen, though. And she looked good with the tiara on, you know what I'm saying? Queen Nia. So, you know, that's when she beat Lyra Valkyria for the, to win it. How did I forget this? Ric Flair has cancer. I don't know which kind of cancer, but that's fucked up. It's sad. It's also somewhat eerie because Ric Flair was just giving Jim Ross shit about seeking attention after his own cancer diagnosis, and now Ric Flair is saying that he has cancer. So I'm gonna say turnabout's fair play. I don't wish any of that on anybody. Cancer's the worst fucking thing in the world. I hate cancer. Fuck cancer. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. And I don't want Ric Flair to die. I don't want Jim Ross to die. I want both of them to beat cancer. But I also hope this humbles Ric Flair a little bit to not be such a dick to his friends or his former friends, which he's too old for the shit he's been doing. But as far as like what he's done to his friends and turning on people, and then one minute he's cool with you and the next minute he's burying you like he did Shawn Michaels and Triple H one time. Like, these dudes looked up to you. Why are you talking shit about them? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wonder if it's a matter of time before he turned on the Busted Open crew, because he just had like a masterclass on promos with them, and he came across very humble and normal in that interview. The next thing you know, he's talking shit about Jim Ross faking, you know, seeking attention, and he should go heel. So, I don't know, man. I didn't even want to get into it because I just don't want to hear Ric Flair having cancer. It just says he has cancer on What Culture's page. They had a video of it. I just didn't want to hear anything like that. Let's see what else. Another clip that I need to post, you guys. So, there are a few funny things I want to go over to you guys about wrestling wise. One is not funny at all, but there are two that are kind of funny. I will pick for you the disturbing one. There is somebody that doxed Roxanne Perez's home address, and a stalker doxed their information, put it online, and put some countdown for June 6th. I think they caught the son of a bitch. Quite frankly, if you ask me, stalkers deserve the same treatment as pedos. Leave these women the fuck alone, bro. I don't give a fuck what they do. Leave them the fuck alone. Don't stalk women. Don't put your hands on women without their consent. Don't SA women. Leave women the fuck alone. We supposed to be protecting these women out here. Now, yeah, a lot of these women could be bitches, but that still don't justify you stalking them and doxing the information and shit like this. Damn page. Dude had a page for her called Is Roxanne Perez Dead Yet? Like, what type of fucking creep are you, dude? These motherfuckers belong in jail away from society. Like, stalkers, pedos, rapists. Keep these motherfuckers in jail for the rest of their life. They shouldn't be out in society making things unsafe for women. Not fucking cool. Not fucking cool at all. So, that's the serious dude. I don't like stalkers. My girl was dealing with a stalker. I think she still is dealing with a fucking stalker. I want to beat the dog shit out of the fucking dude. But yeah, stalking is a piece of shit thing to do as a man. It makes you less than a man to me. It's just some whole shit. I don't like that. And they deserve to get the same ass kickings and beat downs in prison. Same way fucking pedos and shit do. It's just not something you fucking do. So that's the serious one, the thing I had to vent about. I don't like that shit at all. Stalkers can go to hell. And if I catch you stalking a female, it's going to be a bad day for you. Real bad fucking day for you. I want to say some shit. There's some shit I cannot say I want to do to the stalker that's fucking with my girl. But we gotta keep it PG here. I already curse a lot. I know my videos will probably never get monetized because I curse. I gotta be me. I gotta talk my shit, and I gotta talk the way that I feel free to talk. A lot of people don't like profanity. I understand that. I understand if it makes you turn the video off, if you even made it this far in the video. But I curse a lot. I curse like a longshoreman. And I'm going to speak in a way that I feel comfortable. And that may make a lot of people feel uncomfortable. But I think I'm proper in my vitriol towards stalkers. Especially when one is fucking with my girl. My girl isn't Roxanne Perez, by the way, guys. But I have a very good woman. She's not Roxanne Perez. She's very, 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 very good to me, though. Not to compare. I'm about to get myself put in a doghouse. I'm not dating WWE superstar Roxanne Perez. That's what I'm trying to get at, guys. I have mine, and I love her, and she's awesome. And stalkers fucking cert, and they need to get their dicks chopped off. Now, back to the funny parts. And we will conclude the dog's day or the dog's night with these two clips. The first clip, I don't know if you all seen it, but there's this hilarious clip going around. It's kind of fucked up, but it's funny. There's a graduation going on. And there's this black kid, right? And he's walking across the stage. And right behind him is this fat chick. I hate to say fat chick, but this is girl. This motherfucker does a backflip, and basically, Pele kicks the fucking girl. And it's fucking hilarious because there was no pre-warning. There was no, hey, I'm going to go do this backflip. Watch, back up a little bit. This motherfucker just literally gets his degree or diploma or whatever and does a backflip. And Pele kicks this girl on the shoulder. And she falls. She kind of sold it kind of like the chick during the WrestleMania with Stone Cold and ATV. It wasn't as delayed, but it was like an oversell almost. I remember when we had the segment where Roxanne Perez was in the audience and the security guard grabbed her. And I think she kicked the fan and the fan like fell out the chair and like rolled like The Rock does when he gets Stone Cold Stunner. But it's hilarious. I'm definitely going to post that link. You got to see that shit. Matter of fact, where's my other phone? That shit was hilarious. More hilarious than it had any right to be. The second thing and the last thing was there's also one where Deonna Purazzo, who is one of the better women's workers and wrestlers, better women's wrestlers in the business today, one of the best submission artists in wrestling today, her and Serena Deeb. I love submission wrestling. And the women's wrestlers, what I will say about them is that the women's wrestlers come up with some of the coolest, most unique submission moves I've ever seen in my entire life. So Deonna Purazzo was interacting with a fan, and they asked her, hey, when are you going to be on Dynamite again? And she said, I don't know, probably make an appearance picture-in-picture or something like that. Literally, that's exactly what happened. There was a match going on, and right as the match goes on, they show Deonna Purazzo in picture-in-picture on, like, Dynamite or some shit. And that's hilarious, too. It's fucked up, but it's hilarious, too. They sign all these people, and they don't use them. And it's just like, it sucks, man. It's weird to be a wrestler in today's industry because you got AEW and you got WWE. And one will sign you, not use you and release you. And then the other will sign you, not use you. And you want to work, but then you don't get used, you just get paid. So it's like when's the last time we seen Scorpio Sky on AEW TV? Where's the bunny at? You know what I'm saying? Like, they got all these people signed that they're not using. And they're just getting paid. I wish I could do that shit right now. Shit, I want to have one bill to worry about. I love to go to AEW and just exist and get paid and not wrestle. Not wrestle very often, that is. Some people ain't been on AEW TV in years on that fucking show. But they sign. So it's like you go to WWE, you don't get signed, you get signed, you get brought to the main roster, you don't get used, and then you get released. Like Blair Davenport did, right? They were going to try something with her, and they had her with Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, and then they didn't do anything with that. And then they released Isla Dawn, and they still got Alba Fire. They paired her with Chelsea Green. They're the Secret Harvest. Her and Piper Niven are the Secret Harvest. Still sounds like some type of like disease or some stuff. You got Herpes. I heard you got Herpes. And they released her, right? Then in AEW, you get signed and you get used for maybe one or two angles, then you just get paid. And people forget you even wrestle. But you get paid. So it really depends on the work ethic of the person. I don't know. But nonetheless, this has been a dog's day or a dog's night. And I hope that you liked it. Maybe you loved it. Or, maybe you didn't like it. Or you may have hated it. But you got to live with it. Thank you.